Good morning, 7th graders. I thought it'd be fun today to do a very, very simple portrait. I'm trying to get this so you can see it all. From a bug's view, so from the ground up. And it's actually fairly simple, not quite as hard as you might think. So let's get started. Yes. Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and put a point, okay, and I'm using pencil, at the top of my paper here, okay, in the middle on the top. And then you're going to do a very light line. Basically, this is our vanishing point. We're going to do a very light line at an angle down to the bottom of your paper. You're essentially making a triangle right now, okay? Make sure that your dot and your lines that you're doing right now, the angled lines that come down, are light, okay? Just like this. I'm gonna hold it sideways. I hope you can see. My tripod gets in the way of things, so I apologize for that, but it is just the way it is. Okay, so now we're going to do, so our head's going to be here. We're going to essentially add a little bit the halfway point. This is where we're going to do a horizontal line, again lightly. I'll hold this up closer in a second. And we're going to put another line here. Let's see here, right about here. Okay, I'll show you. We're making, this is where the head goes, then the shoulders, and then the waist is here, and then the rest is for the legs and the feet, okay? So I'm gonna show you right now what I just did closer up, okay? I did horizontal lines. I hope you can see this okay. All right, okie doke, let's do this. Okay, so let's get some pretty easy lines in. The shoes or the feet, they're going to be two curved lines, okay? I usually try to go from the ground up. We want to fill the bottom with a curved line. That's one shoe. You can leave a little bit of a space. I'm making sure you can see what I'm doing. And then you can do the other shoe, all right? I like to make one shoe a little higher than the other just so it doesn't look so symmetrical. Okay, so the waist is right here. So we're going to go ahead and we can do a waistband just like this. There's the waistband, and then we want to bring a nice angled line down to that shoe from the bottom of the waistband. And I do the same on the other side, okay? Just like that. I'll hold that up, or you can see that pretty well actually. Then we want to do the same. I usually put a dot where I want the inseam of, that's the inside of your legs, where I want that to come down and connect to the shoe. So we're gonna go ahead and do that like that. Very, very soft angled lines. Okay, I think you can see that just fine. Yeah, awesome. Alrighty then. So now I think what, for me, visually what makes sense for me to do is to get my head in there, okay? It's just, if you want to start out with just a nice simple oval, and then you can modify that with hair. And whatnot. At the 7th grade level, we actually at the 8th grade level, we were talking about where to put eyes and nose and mouth on the face. So I'll talk briefly about that. We're doing more of a cartoon style here just because the farther away we go, the less details we see. So we're close up at the bottom and then we're super far away. So we don't need to do like a realistic, beautiful portrait, okay? You can see what I did here, very simple. Let's go ahead and get a neck in, just two curved lines just like that. I'll hold that up closer. Two curved lines, easy peasy. And then we're gonna come out with shoulders, okay? These are soft curved lines. If you need to or want to do just straight horizontal lines that come out and then modify later, that's fine, okay? That's totally up to you. I would go ahead and do a neckline for your shirt. However, whatever sort of neckline you want to do. I just did like a scoop neck t-shirt sort of deal. 2 curved lines, right? Okay, so these arms, they look a little funky, right? And I kind of cheated, so I didn't have to draw hands. You can see that. I just spent a long time drawing some hands earlier. So I'm like, you know what? I am done drawing hands. So I made pockets and I just slipped my hands on in there so you don't even see them. You're welcome to do that too. So you would do a curved line on either side to create pockets on your pants, just like that. No problem. Okay, so what I like to do is I make my sleeves first. So at the end of those shoulder lines, I come down a little bit, I'm just bringing that line down. Then I do an angled line and then come up. Okay, so my angled line, just like that. Okay, I did an angled line down and in, and then an angled line up for the sleeves. Okay, let's go ahead and bring an angled line down from where basically our armpits would be here. And those are gonna go into our pants, okay? I kind of rounded on this example. I did like a little border on the bottom of my shirt. You're welcome to do that. I just kind of mimic the line, soft curved line. It can go over your pants too, over that waistband, which kind of makes sense. Okay, so now for the arms. Pretty easy. They're kind of long, skinny lines. You can do straight lines to begin. Make sure you get some elbows in there. I'm doing 2 fairly straight angled lines out, then I do a parallel one. I come inside of that sleeve, by the way. My arms are skinnier than my sleeve. I'll hold that up higher so you can see what I did just now. There we go. Yes, indeed. All right, so now let's say our elbows are right here, so you can then just curve on in and get those hands in. I know it looks kind of funky. We can modify it. Don't worry. Or, you know, if you don't want them in your pockets like me, that's fine too. It's totally up to you. I go ahead and I do it just like that. And then I erase, because my hand and arm, it's in front of my shirt and in front of that pocket right there. So I erase those lines that are underneath. I make sure I get kind of a thumb line that comes through. Okay, so that's just a curved line right down at the pocket. And if my line looks funky, I just erase and modify and change. No problem. Okay. Alrighty, so we went ahead and we have our arms. They look a little funky. I think what's looking funky is that I feel like the elbows should be a little higher up on mine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little better. Okay, so now, they look like little alien arms. We'll go ahead and do our face. Now remember, kiddos, that when we have our face, we can do a line that goes directly halves that oval, and that's where the bottom of our eyes are, okay? It seems a little counterintuitive. A lot of people want to put their eyes up in the forehead, so just don't do that. You can do 2 curves just like that, right in the center, and then a nose, if it's halfway between the bottom of the eyes and the chin, and then the mouth is halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin, okay? Keep it simple, okay? Keep it simple. With our bangs, just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do long hair just like my example here. And again, very, very simple like that. All right. So then you can see at the bottom, I did some very large pieces of grass and flowers, and they cover up a lot of these shoes and some of the pants. So when you go ahead and do that, I think most of you 7th graders, you're pretty darn talented. You know how to make leaves and whatnot now, but I'll show you a couple just as an example. And all I'm doing is I'm doing a wavy line, so it goes up and then down, and then it comes to a point, and then I bring one of the sides down with the opposite side down in a curve. Then I erase the shoe and or pant line, okay? So we can't see that anymore, and then I do an inside line like that. Okay, so I would suggest you can do whatever, since it's kind of the bug's eye view, if you want to draw a large bug down here, that's cool. Make sure when you're done to erase that triangle and vanishing point that we did, so we don't see that like that. Okay, this is kind of a fun one, and again, not quite as hard as you might think when you first look at it. Email me those as soon as you can, guys. Have fun with it. I hope you guys are getting art in consistently, but I know it can be difficult to get everything in with our new situation, but really, studies, I'll just put this out there, studies say that getting art in is a really, really good way to calm your nerves and anxieties. So I highly suggest that you do this. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye, 7th grade.